Hello and welcome to the News Hour on Rekobytes Media. My name is Oris Daniel. You're welcome. BBC's investigative documentary on the late founder of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, Senior Prophet T.B. Joshua, has stirred reactions across the globe. A lot of questions have risen as a result of the BBC documentary on the late Prophet T.B. Joshua. While a good amount of people have praised the BBC Africa Eye on the investigative documentary on the late Prophet T.B. Joshua, quite a number of people, especially followers and disciples of the late Senior Prophet T.B. Joshua, are displeased with the BBC investigative documentary. The latter have accused the BBC of trying to destroy Christianity in Nigeria by sabotaging the efforts of men of God in Nigeria. Today on the News Hour on Rekobytes Media, we will be taking a sneak peek into the BBC Africa Eye in order to ascertain what the BBC Africa Eye stands for. So who are the BBC Africa Eye? What do they stand for? What are their past projects? These and many more is what we will be talking about on today's New Hour on Rekobytes Media. Stay tuned. Once again, my name is Oris Daniel. BBC Africa Eye is an investigative branch of the BBC World Service. BBC Africa Eye was established in the year 2018. The BBC Africa Eye has a network of local and investigative journalists and researchers working across Africa. The BBC Africa Eye produces an award-winning bi-weekly TV and online investigation series broadcast in English, Swahili, Hausa, and French. The series focuses on topics that are of interest and concerns to the young and undeserved audience. The series also aims to encourage and strengthen investigative journalism in Africa. The motto of BBC Africa Eye is "Nothing stays hidden forever." BBC Africa Eye is owned by BBC World Service. The parent company that owns BBC Africa Eye is the BBC Worldwide Service. The BBC Africa Eye has produced over 100 investigative journalism documentaries in countries such as Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Cameroon, Uganda, Ethiopia, South Africa, and Tanzania. These documentaries produced by the BBC Africa Eye have won dozens and dozens of awards. Productions of the BBC investigative documentaries ranges from 10 minutes to 1 hour and in-depth undercover investigations as well as open source journalistic investigations. The series' first documentary was a co-production between the BBC Africa Eye and the BBC Pidgin, which was titled Sweet Sweet Codeine. The documentary followed Nigerian journalists Rona Meye and Olajuwon Soyinka's undercover investigations, which revealed widespread abuse of a prescription cough medicine laced with an opioid drug, codeine. Less than 24 hours after the documentary was released by the BBC Africa Eye, the Nigerian government banned the import and manufacture of codeine-based syrup. The film and documentary was nominated for an international Emmy. The film won the One World Media TV Documentary Award in 2019. The BBC Africa Eye in 2018 exposed Cameroonian Rapid Intervention Battalion soldiers burning down civilian houses in the southwest region. A region where journalists have been systematically denied access in an effort to prevent coverage of the Anglophone crisis. The BBC Africa Eye used more than 300 videos shot on protesters' phone at the Khartoum massacre on the 3rd of June 2019 in Sudan to report the killing of over 100 people. The documentary Sudan Livestream Massacre exposed Mohamed Dagolo Hamdan, who previously ran the notorious government-backed Janjaweed militias as ordering the massacre. Also, during the Libyan War, the BBC African Eye and the BBC Arabic revealed a drone operated by the United Arab Emirates UAE killed 26 young cadets at a military academy. The drone killed the 26 young cadets in Tripolis on the 4th of January. Most of the cadets were revealed to be young teenagers and none of them were armed. Some of the BBC Africa Eye's works include Sweet Sweet Codeine Nigeria's cough syrup, which was done on the 30th of April 2018. The director of the project was Kali North Court, and the reporters on the project were Roana Meya and Adejuwon Soyinka. The project was done to investigate the extent of codeine consumption in Nigeria. And next is My Stolen Childhood: Understanding West Africa's Trocosis System. The documentary was released on the 19th of June 2018. The directors on the project were Paul Myers and Joe Jewels. The reporters on the set were Brigitts and Soso Perenyi. The investigation was carried out to investigate slavery of young girls in religious shrines. And next is My Neighbor the Rapist. The documentary was released on the 15th of June 2018. The director of the project was Steve Allen, and the reporters were Golden Ntika. The investigation was carried out to reveal rape cases in a certain community where poverty was not the only problem. And next is Cameroon Burning: The Unseen War. The documentary was released on the 25th of June 2018. And next is Rehab Nightmare: Drugs, Chains and Canes. The documentary was released on the 29th of July 2018. The director of the project was Seamus Mirodon, and the reporters on the set was Jamal Osman. And that's all for today on the News Hour. Once again, my name is Oris Daniel. Thank you for watching.